everybody doing? Obviously disappointed in not being able to finish off the game the other night and get a win in our home opener. I thought that a lot of positives from the game. I thought the players were ready to play. I thought we played very, very hard. Thought we played really well for stretches throughout the game. And put ourselves in a position in the fourth quarter with the lead and the ball, to be able to, put the game away, so to speak. Had a couple of opportunities deep in Marshall territory that we were not able to take advantage of, and that came back to bite us, and then just did not finish the game the last 6-7 minutes or so. Did not finish the game the way we want to, and so painful loss. That being said, don't have much time to dwell on it. I talked to the players on Sunday about the 24-hour rule and putting that one behind us. And so now, fully focused on a very good Appalachian State team coming off of a double overtime loss at UNC. We'll travel up this weekend to Boone. Be a very challenging environment. Always a tough place to play. And a very good team we're facing. So another great opportunity for our team. The kids are excited about the matchup. I'm sure it's going to be a great atmosphere on Saturday, and the players will be excited to get back out there and ready to go. Questions?
Coach, we saw obviously Mason get the start, play the majority of the game. Can we assume that's kind of the plan going forward, or is it still kind of week to week with the quarterback situation?
Well, I think, and I had a question this morning regarding that, and it's no position in our program is any different than any other. There's always competition, and we're always going to, do what's best for our team and our program to give us the best opportunity to win on game day. And I thought Mason did some really good things Saturday. Obviously, he's got some things he's got to clean up. I thought he played better than he did the week before. I thought Alex came in and did some good things. I also think there's some things Alex has to clean up. So, both of them are pushing each other daily to improve. And the biggest thing is our entire offense and our entire team has to push itself daily to improve.
There's a lot, obviously, that goes into a passing game, passing, catching, pass protection, and even more. So what's part needs to clean up the most to get the passing game going a little bit?
Well, I think all of it. I think you hit on everything. We had a couple of drops by a couple of receivers Saturday on well-thrown balls. We had some breakdowns in protection that caused some plays to, have to abort a passing play, and Mason did a great job of creating some positive yardage off of those situations. And then we've got to throw the ball a little bit more accurately in the pocket. So I don't think it's one thing that you can look at, and I think everybody sees that if they watch it closely. I think there's lots of things.
It's not very similar to 2 years ago where you started to struggle week 2 offensively, and then you go on the road. And that year you beat Marshall, and kind of been in this situation before. Anything you can draw back on, or any more confidence knowing you can get out of a 0-2 hole?
Well, I think coming into the season, we knew we had a very challenging non-conference schedule, kind of similar to 2021. I remember 2021 vividly. I remember them booing our quarterback off the field in his home stadium. I remember everybody telling me all week I needed to bench him. I needed to start the backup. We weren't going to go anywhere if I didn't do that. I remember a lot of similarities. I also know that it was the right decision not to. And that quarterback's playing for the Seahawks now. So I just think everybody needs to, support the kids that are on the field and support the players. So I draw a lot of similarities.
Coach, you're facing another team now, third time in a row that has a very tremendous running game compared to some of the other ones you've played over the past years. Is there a similarity in your game plan as far as how you approach it, just kind of going week to week now with another running team?
Well, I think we're playing a group that has always prided itself in the way they've ran the football. I mean, Sean has done a great job up there with that program. Obviously, we faced them in 2021. They're a hard-nosed physical football team. I thought they did a great job this past weekend in Chapel Hill running the football effectively. The run game is different than what we've seen in the first 2 weeks, and so the challenges are a little bit different. So, our game plan will be a little bit different. The other thing is I think they do a great job of throwing the play-action passes off of their run game. And I think, Aguilar came in the opener and has done a really good job of really bringing some continuity to that offense, and he played very, very well this past weekend. I mean, you can tell he's an experienced veteran guy in the pocket.
On the flip side, Avs struggle kind of stopping the run. So do you think it's something you exploit this week? I know you can't give away too much of the game plan. But.
Well, I mean, I think every matchup is different. Every week is different. I think North Carolina did a really good job this past weekend running the football. I think every week it just depends on how they're going to defend you, and so we'll see this Saturday how App chooses to come out and defend us, and what that presents for us as far as opportunities for our offense.
Coach, what are your early thoughts on the cornerback play? Siobhan, Rebel, IBM's played a good bit, some other guys as well. Just your assessment of their play as new starters.
I mean, I think two new guys to playing, and two younger guys, and I think they've done some really good things, and I think they've made some mistakes. Unfortunately, when you make a mistake at corner, everybody in the stadium sees it, and so they'll grow and they'll learn from that and play better from that. But I think certainly they both have ability, and they both have desire to go out and play at a very high level.
Going back to your home territory, so I know you know a little bit about App and that football passion there. So another hostile environment you're going to, like in week one. Just talk about going to that region and what you're expecting environment-wise.
Well, I think the last time that I played there as a coach was 2007. So we played them the week after they knocked off Michigan. So that was a pretty rowdy environment then. It's a very passionate fan base. It'll be sold out and beyond capacity on Saturday. It'll be loud, it'll be hostile, but that's great. I mean, that's, you love playing in those kind of environments. I mean, I think they give the home team energy, and I think they give the visiting team energy. And it's going to be a lot of fun to play on that stage against a really good football team, and I expect it to be a highly competitive game.
Any other questions?
Anything personal for you going back to kind of where you grew up at all?
I'll have a lot of friends and family there. That's about it. But I've got a lot of friends that played there, and know several of their coaches very well. So just a lot of connections, for my family and I regionally. But that's about it.
Kind of going off that, are you a fan of this series? I mean, it seems like it makes sense for both fan bases. I know it is pretty far across the state, but regional games, and it gets both fan bases involved. And you guys recruit, some of the same kids as well.
Right. I think these games are great. I mean, I wish that we could somehow figure out for all the FBS teams in the state of North Carolina to play. I think I think the two schools are very similar in that Appalachian State and East Carolina are both football schools with passionate fan bases, and their traditions may be a little different as far as the conferences and stuff we've been associated with over the year, but both have had a lot of success in their respective situations, and so you have two schools. I think it makes sense for us to play, and I know that Sean and I have talked about it. Now I don't know how much say he and I have in it, but we both think it's a good matchup, and I think the more you square off against each other, I think it could become a pretty good rivalry.
Coach, you kind of talked about beating yourselves on Saturday, and you've looked at the tape now, and the point that you made in that was penalties that kept things alive. When you look back at it, were they penalties that could have been avoided, and how do you kind of fix that?
Well, sure. I mean, I think the vast majority are avoidable. The ones clean up. The players understand that. We've had accountability, we've had film, and now we got to clean it up on the practice field. But you got to do the things that are important to winning, and eliminating those penalties. Would have allowed us to stop a couple of drives defensively. Eliminating those penalties would have allowed us to continue some drives offensively. So it's something that's very important for us to get fixed. But we've got to fix that. We've got to fix the execution stuff. We got to get the 11 guys on the field playing together better, and that's the big focus of this week's practice.
Anything else, Coach? Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.